We are back. Both sides of the line. Episode 2. Aaron. Episode 22. I'm tired. I'm emotional. I just saw that 2. Episode 22. It feels like it's been a while again. I feel like this stop-start things. It's really getting to me. But
so it's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Gone quick. Hey, welcome back, Az. We're episode 22.
Thanks, mate.
How are you, mate? It's been 2 weeks in the making.
Yep.
All the preparation we've done for this to come about. Raw and real.
You know we're raw and real. We're off the cuff and on the fly and all those sorts of sayings.
Absolutely.
Is that what they say? Off the cuff?
Off the cuff.
On the fly?
On the cuff. On the what? Like I said, nothing makes sense anymore. There's one the other day that hit me, and I'll remember it later. I was just like gobsmacked. It just come out of nowhere. It made absolute no sense.
What does gobsmacked mean?
Exactly. That's another one. Bang. Punch in the gob.
Yeah.
It hit me hard.
You would have had a few of those in your time, I think.
Oh, I get them all the time, mate. Anyway, for that.
Now, I was driving here today, Dazza.
Oh, I'm glad you drove. How else would you have got here?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Good point. Hitchhiked, yeah. And you're driving here, yeah?
Yeah, I was driving here and I was listening to some tunes and stuff, and I must have had a playlist going, which was Australian bands. What is the most iconic Australian band or musician or that you can?
You talking about the
relate?
band or is there a song?
Nah, an artist. It could be an individual artist or a band or what's probably one of the most famous or the one that you like?
All right, famous and like different things.
All right.
The famous one would be the AC/DC, or it always goes back to Men at Work.
Men at
We
Work.
Come from the Land Down Under.
Just the song, though.
Just the song.
That's a song.
Yeah, or Midnight Oil.
Midnight Oil? Yeah, you're going back old.
Oh, come on.
I was thinking In Excess.
Yeah, In Excess, yeah. So
I had In Excess playing. So I'm like, I thought I'd ask you.
Yeah.
What was your?
If I think Australia, what happened? Oil, AC/DCs, and then the song
Whispering Jack.
Whispering Jack, Johnny Farm. He's retired.
The farewell tour that he keeps on farewelling.
Yeah, farewell. Maybe I should do that. I'm going to retire again. I'm going to retire.
Imagine your farewell tour.
It'd be huge, mate. Everyone will be going, get out of here. Well, thank God he's gone. They'll be just kicking me out.
I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I go, In Excess, yeah. I'm a bit more, probably a little bit, not so far back like AC/DC and Midnight Oil.
I'm not really a big fan of either. But if you said to me straight away, they're the ones that come up.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
I was never really I love music. I'm just not like this fascinated by certain things. In Excess, I love. But yeah, no, don't know. Iconic would be those ones.
Yeah, definitely.
In Excess, eh?
Love In Excess.
Tragic. John Stevens does well for him when he sings for him.
I don't know. It's not the same without Michael.
No, it's like Queen. What's that guy name that does the fronting for Queen? He won American Idol.
Mercury. Oh, the new guy.
Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
He does an amazing job for a guy who has to replace someone.
Really?
But like I said, it's never the same.
It's not the same. No, it's not. It's a different dynamic.
Absolutely.
Different dynamic.
Like you and me, mate. If it wasn't you, mate, it wouldn't be the same.
I'm sure you could replace me quite easily.
We can't do both sides along with that, mate. That's just fact.
That's true.
So what are we doing?
What are we doing? I want to ask you about, obviously we had the week break with the snap lockdown here in Victoria for those viewers who are interstate.
Which we absolutely loved, which was just amazing to have again. But anyway, we won't go down that path. I'm still frustrated by it all, but anyway.
Yeah. So that explains 1 week of our absence. Now I want to ask you, Dazza. So you've had a I don't know if the word eventful is probably the right word to describe. I want to ask you what you've been doing this past week, because as our viewers know, and those that come in here at TS, in and out, they know you quite well because you're a very open book.
Too open, eh?
You're very open. Tell us about your past week, mate, and what you've been doing. And I guess maybe it's up to you how deep you want to go with it. Maybe explain away some of the reasons why.
So we'll go down this road, are we? All right.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm sick of you putting me on the spot, to be honest. And I'm not as interesting as you anyway.
No, we're all interesting, mate. Don't we all got stories, mate? Some are just some can be told and some can't. I reckon you've got stories you just can't tell, and you make out you're an introvert, but you actually got stories you can't tell. That's fact, I think.
It's probably stories I'm embarrassed to tell because they're more self-incriminating than anything. And that just shows my stupidity level straight off the bat. I've got an image I'm trying to protect.
Yeah, no,
that's not being authentic, is it?
No. Sometimes you got to protect what you got to protect, mate. It's just scary stuff. Eventful week. What did I do? I went up to Sydney.
Was this authorised?
Authorised, but it was,
Just want to make sure.
Actually, to be fair, I'd booked it before shutdown.
You did.
And the concerns were that we committed to it, and then it actually turned to a mess, to be fair. So for a friend of mine, Harmy Williams, he's an amazing guy. He pushes me to try things, do things, but me and him are very, very very similar. A very good friend of mine. So we've been talking about some stuff. I've been doing float tanks lately, which I've been promoting on Facebook, which I suggest everyone should try.
Yeah.
But the body and the issues I have from the brain and the signals going to the bodies, it was getting worse and hard to deal with. So I know a lot of people know it, but they probably don't know the severity of it at times, where it can actually bring you to your knees. So you got to try and be upbeat every day, and at night you just crumble. So we thought we'd try some different things, because we've tried a lot of things in the past.
Yeah.
And me personally gave up on those things because I kept hitting dead ends, and there was no real light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, no real sort of answers for you.
That's what you got to live with. It's got to cope with. It's what you deal with. And I found that hard to understand. Yeah. So I virtually tried to do it myself, and utilize this, my engagement, what I do, my focuses, my activities, my engagements. Yeah. But then at the end, it's eventually going to bite you on the ass, which it did. So the body was at its worst severity, worst it could be. Yeah. So this is Institute of.
So I just want to be clear. It's not so much burning the candle at both ends.
No.
So let's just make that clear, because we know you're a busy guy.
Yep.
You have people coming in and out of here all the time.
Yep.
Of different age groups, different abilities,
schools,
and whatnot.
clubs,
schools,
the whole lot,
yeah. You're very entrenched in the community.
Yep.
Basketball community in particular. And not just basketball community, just the wider community, sports community. So this isn't about just burning the candle at both ends, is it? It's specifically related to.
So the accident I had wasn't the accident itself. It was a couple of years later. My body went into trauma or shock.
Yes.
Because it had so many things happen to it, mentally, physically, the whole lot. Yep. So they call it complex regional pain syndrome. It's got different degrees. It's got different definitions, different meanings, different impacts on people.
Yes.
It gets worse. It may get better. It could refix itself.
And it comes. Am I right in saying it comes and goes as well?
It's always there, but the severity of it comes and goes.
Yeah.
So
that can be triggered by stress,
exertion, activity, or nothing at all.
Yeah. Okay.
9 times when I go into shutdown mode, I start getting these burning feelings. Yeah. So different feelings for different purposes.
Okay.
So if it's stress and a lot going on, I get the neck, the shoulders, it becomes heavy, but it's really painful.
Yeah.
And the headaches, start getting headaches, and then the hands, the knees, the legs, you get all these pains that you just can't. I get clammy, so it's wet now, so I'm still getting some issues there.
Yeah.
You get clamminess, you get half bodies in a different mode to the other side of the body.
Yeah.
Then I'm up with the whole body. It just changes.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's hard to balance it. So we tried this mob. Institute of Functional Neuroscience.
Yep.
They're in Western Australia and Sydney. They're not here. So it's just a few things about what the process they go through. I didn't really know anything about it. Harmy put me onto it. So I rang him, explained, what I was struggling with, what I was going through. A lot of money to do it. So it's out of your own pocket. But also my concerns were if I outlay the money, that's what I'm trying to build for the bit. We lost a lot of money in the past.
Of course.
We're trying to get on top of things. There's always, every time we felt we're getting somewhere, it's my body or, we've got to put it back on me. So it's pretty hard to deal with. But the wife's supportive and the kids, okay, just go and do it, Dad. We need the best version of you.
Yeah.
Trial it. So it cost a bit of money. Went up there for a week. But when I spoke to him before I committed, I was worried about a no result.
Yeah.
We go through all this treatment, all this stuff we're doing, and then it ends up being just the same. So I just throw money away. I might as well go casino. I shouldn't think that way, but I'm trying something.
And we don't encourage gambling.
No, unless you're drunk and you got.
Do we need to insert a gambling ad right here, because they're everywhere right now?
Well, I've got a number in my phone. 1-300. I'm joking.
I'm getting sidetracked here. That's something with live sport right now. It's giving me the absolute shit.
Yes,
these ads. Sorry.
Everywhere.
Let me digress.
Vent it out. Let it out.
Well, my son Patrick is 9.
Yeah.
And I watch a shitload of basketball and sport, whatever's going. And these ads are always on. And he goes to me, Dad, what's gambling? Blah, blah, blah. How much can I afford? He goes, how much can I afford to bet here? I go, mate, you're 9. So I had to explain the whole gambling concept and betting concept. At age 9, it just doesn't feel right. I'm sick of seeing it. And,
it's scary.
Anyway.
No, you're right. It's everywhere now. They say you shouldn't gamble, yet they're promoted everywhere.
Yep.
Anyway. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Sorry. Back to you.
No, it's not about that. It's an open conversation.
Yeah.
So I went to Sydney. I've been reserved about what may or may not happen. The results, actually, I should have taken, but something happened last night, so I couldn't take the call. But results will be compared to when I was there day 1 to day 2, and just I went through a intensive treatment, more than what you normally do. So I did like 6 a day, where normally you do it once or twice a week. So I went through a lot. It's warmed me up. I'm tired today. I'm still tired from coming home Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a treatment. It's trial and error. I don't know where I'm at right now. There's been some changes, but some good, some not so good, because I just don't know where it's at right now.
Yeah.
But they found things in the body that I didn't know were sore.
Right.
So I'm able to understand my condition.
Yeah.
But because you're so focused on certain parts of your body, you actually are not understanding the rest of your body.
Yeah, I get you. So those other signals and
I wasn't even aware of.
Those things that your body would be trying to tell you maybe don't register for you.
No, all they're false signals. They call them protective signals.
Right.
So what does it? It sends you a false pain signal. So it's actually just trying to protect you from getting more harm, because your body's gone through so much. Best way I can explain it is the brain is sending signals to your body saying, we don't want to get hurt anymore, so we're going to send you false pain signals to stop you from potentially getting hurt.
Gee, that's complex.
Yeah, that's why they call it complex. And there's no solution to it.
Yeah, yeah.
And this guy, he's a mate, Dr. Beck. He's trying some different things, and like I said, Harmy pushed me to it. Again, I don't know if it's working yet. There's some things that we've tried. I'll have to go back for more. But like I think I was talking to you earlier, reality is I can't keep affording treatments with no guarantees. I still got to maintain normality.
Yeah.
So I'm in a bit of a mixed up mindset last couple of days. I feel very lost with it all.
Yeah.
But I'm just waiting, ride it out and see what happens. So
yeah.
But pretty intense, pretty tiring, pretty mentally draining on the body, mind and soul.
Yeah.
But there's issues with the brain that they've highlighted. We've got to try and retrain the brain, re-navigate it. Yeah. For example, every night I had to listen to Mozart in the right ear only.
Right. Is that so it fire up different parts of the brain?
Calm it, relax it, and try and bring it down a level.
Right.
Then you got to do certain spins to the right activities.
Do you like Mozart?
No, to be fair.
Sorry, I just thought I'd ask.
It's got to be stringed or piano instrument only. It can't be and no words, just Mozart instruments.
Wow. Okay.
And every night, and then you do some other thingos, which is unusual techniques.
Yeah.
But when you do it, you sort of make sense of it now.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to unravel one side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sort of knew all this, but I feel good it was more factual, because I think I felt I was being judged on, well, we don't see it, so how can he be okay 1 minute and then cripple the next, or how can he be out having a beer one day and look like he's okay when in fact I might be hiding the pain by just being out and about and doing something.
Yeah.
So I feel it every day. I'm in pain every day. It's just the severity changes, and that's been hard to explain. And I always worry about people think, well, how can you be okay 1 minute and not the next?
Yeah,
just doesn't make sense. So there's factual evidence now that there's issues up here that they've highlighted. It's just how can we change it and fix it?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, right. So different activities, listen to music, move this way.
A lot of electro things into my arms.
Yeah,
like high levels.
Yeah.
So I sit there and it'll just cramp up and as hard as you can.
That freaked me out.
10 minutes, 6 times a day.
Spotters
into the head.
Yeah.
And next one was pulses, where it's getting harder. It's up to what your threshold is.
Yeah.
But I chose to take it to the highest level to get most impact.
Yeah.
So even I said it was okay, I was actually talking myself into it too. Then what they do while they're on that treatment, then they'll talk to you about being creative. So they'll give you images. You got to try and be creative with that image. While you're doing that, you're trying to stay focused on imagery, storytelling, to get the mind. Yeah, it's just amazing what they did.
Yeah, right. Okay. Wow. That sounds like an experience. Well, I hope.
It was an experience, mate.
Yeah, it was an experience. Yeah. And it sounds like a really difficult one as well. So hopefully some answers come your way soon, mate.
Yeah, so the main thing I want the answers. But like I said, I'm lost at the moment with it all. I just, coming back from COVID-19, the business, I should be relaxing now, when in fact I've come back to a storm with trying to maintain.
Maintain and coordinate, isn't that the thing?
Yeah, coordination of the scheduling, which is is nowhere near being close to being achieved for more weeks ahead.
Yeah,
more weeks to come before we can even get some sort of control of that.
I guess because the situation, we keep saying the situation. Maybe the new normal that we're living, or the current norm we're living in, is so fluid, isn't it? I guess across the school community, which impacts the sporting community, which impacts the schedule in which people are living their lives.
Layer effect.
The layer effect. There's many layers, ripple effect of everything. It all sort of eventually interconnects, doesn't it?
Well, it's like if clubs or we got a lot of kids coming. If all their clubs haven't got their set training times, they keep changing it.
Yeah.
That impacts us.
Yeah.
What is your availability? We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a week by week.
Yep.
And then we also have issues with injuries.
Yep.
Because it seems to be a higher number of injuries as we expect.
Yeah, it's starting to come through now, isn't it? We were talking about that before.
Yeah.
At 16s level, those sort of real growth levels, isn't it, where people are growing.
And if they weren't ready for it from being shut down, going from nothing to something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we've got another issue coming up now with JobKeeper and all the things that we all know is going to come to an end. People are probably already starting to brace themselves and tighten the belt by just in case. So therefore, they're not overcommitting to all their commitments they would have done normally. So that impacts. That's another layer effect on what they were committed to.
Yeah.
And then after March, there'll be more because there'll be job losses. There'll be business probably closed down because of the government grants will stop.
Yep.
There'll be another impact then.
Yeah.
And then it's about who's going to survive
out of that after all of that, or in the midst of all that. I mean, we don't know how long. Again, we keep saying situation that how long what the new norm is.
Oh, but no,
or is it an intermittent normal? Or
well,
it's hard to say.
We looked last week when we all got shut down. I mean, we're a small business compared to what would have hurt for the hospitality industry. Even Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
They've all bought they've bought
flowers,
all they've prepared
the restaurants of all
the weddings,
foods.
They would have got a massive hit just in those 5 days.
Produce,
because they're still crippled from the previous shutdown.
Yeah,
we hemorrhaged, but nowhere near to their degree. But at our level, we hemorrhaged.
Yeah,
just that 1 week because we're going to hurt now this week and next week.
Yep.
Because we got to credit those people, and so what income you would have got's not coming in, and then you owe these people the credit from that. And we've got members from last year. It's
a moving feast.
We're conducting an orchestra, and the tune ain't playing right, mate.
Yeah,
we got no tune, and we just can't get it working together. But that's all a part of it.
I guess if you're out there, support the small businesses as best you can. That's the message of it.
Yeah, and also understand as a small business though, that we also know it's not always easy to support them because you probably need more support as well. It's all round. It's how we can support each other. I don't know how that could work.
Well, that's
more evenly.
Is that the value in which this country stands for? I guess support your mate.
Fight, and don't ask for not that we get, but discounts and a bit more this and like everyone's hurting. Just
that's true.
I don't think anyone's intentionally trying to hurt people in either or, but it's a tough week for everyone.
Yeah,
and it's, like I said, for me, coming back from last week, I should have a week off, but I'm back into a storm, so that's why it's a bit frustrating to understand where I sit with everything.
Yeah,
because I'm balancing this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this.
Makes sense.
And there's just no balance, mate. But
we'll
move forward. We are who we are. We move forward and we're out and about and get things done.
We'll roll with the punches.
Absolutely. So
now I want to switch gears with you now.
Change gears. Where are we going? Uphill, downhill, sideways? What are we doing?
Oh no, maybe it's sideways. I don't know where we're going. Tell me about your girls right now, Daz. Now you've stepped back into junior coaching this year, 2021.
Yeah.
The VJPL. You've got a great young group of girls, under 18 girls, 18 two girls out of Hume City or Broadmeadows. Sorry, yep. Tell me about what's happening there. How are they going? Have they accepted you for who you are?
Well,
are they putting up with you still, or are they asking Tegan to take over as head coach?
Well,
what's going on?
Well, Tegan was assistant, but she hasn't been there, mate. Because she's. I think she's still celebrating her 21st from January.
Gee, that is the longest celebration in history.
I've never known someone have a busy schedule with no money, but she's got all these things booked in. But
Tegan Hindle, you're on notice.
Yeah, I think we get Tegan full time now. She's now available Fridays and a proper. She's been at a couple of trainings.
Good. Excellent.
Hasn't been to a game yet, so we haven't had that experience yet, which I can't wait because the girls will love her.
I can't wait till she says, "Dad."
Yeah, I think you should step back and
let me take.
Yeah, she'll take care of this. Well, actually, I'm going to step back without her knowing, and she'll say, "Hey, I'll be back in a minute." And do I do just walk
Don't
off?
come back.
No.
Oh, gee.
Well, look, I do Tim Devlin here. I think. Look, to be fair, I didn't get to coach the Friday night game because I was in Sydney. So Tim Devlin, our right hand man here, who's the youth league coach, never trained before. He got him up and going. And the good thing about Timmy though was he saw their tries, which I didn't see. He hadn't really seen the girls in the team format they were in.
Yep.
he come and saw me one day when I was training him just to say hello, and he watched a little bit, and he saw the things I saw straight away: the struggling with confidence, self doubt, not knowing when not to take a shot, not dribble drive, always looking for the passing option, just at training.
Yeah,
and we saw that in game 1 and lost by 1 point in the first game we played. But then what he did on Friday, what he saw from day 1 to now, you guys they've been amazing, great transformation. There's a lot of positives out of it. Still some things where there's erratic decisions, but I'm allowing them to have the green light to make those decisions.
Yeah.
I gave them a 4 to 6 week concept, so soon we'll start to pull the lead in.
Yeah.
I'll tighten the leash.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's go, see what we got, and how we respond to what we do and don't do. But mate, I'm happy. We're in Pool BB.
Yeah.
Which means we're fighting Met 1.
Yeah.
Do we deserve to be there? Well, at the moment, yeah. But if we don't, it's no failure. Where we're at today, we've already ticked the boxes.
Yeah, that's great.
If we can go with that flow, if we stay there or keep going up a little bit, we'll be ticking box. And these girls, I think they're enjoying it. They're engaged. There's one girl that wasn't going to play, so I convinced her to hang in there just generally see what she felt. Then she committed, and I rang her on Saturday because I think she hurt her hand as well in the game. I was checking on her, but also see how she felt. She's all in, mate. She's 100% committed.
A great story, isn't it?
Yes, I'm happy.
Those are the stories we live for as coaches, hey?
I'm happy.
Just love that sort of stuff. And it's great that you mentioned you've let them go. They haven't played for 12 months or whatever it is, at this competitive level, and just let them play, find themselves, find a bit of a rhythm with each other, and then you'll start to pull them in, put more of your stamp on it, I guess, as well.
Well, we're going to see what their capabilities are in the mind. How they think, how they act, how they respond.
Yeah.
And mate, if I control it right now, I won't get either or, and it'll just be an unbalance of a season.
Yep.
Like I've already got my wife. She's funny in the car, and sometimes they want to have their little spin on things. But what they see as parents, which is good because we're actually having a good conversation. We're not arguing about it. I said, yeah, but I see what you see, but you remember, I'm doing what I'm doing for a reason. I know what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm already one step ahead of all of you guys.
Yeah.
I know it's going to happen. I know it's probably going to continue to happen, but there's a reason why I'm doing it. The words are trust the system.
Trust the process.
And if you trust that,
Philadelphia 76ers.
There you go.
But it's true, isn't it? There's a method to the madness generally as coaches, isn't there? You see everything, but you can view it as a spot fire or whatnot. There's certain fires that take priority over others.
Oh, and you got to remember, one fire might put out 3 others.
That's right, exactly. You got to pick and choose a little bit, especially early on. Again, after such a long gap between playing, athletes coming back into it. Essentially, the development is being slowed in one respect. Like I'll talk from my 16s group, for example. I still see things that they would be doing that I'd classify as an under 14s thing. You know what I mean? They haven't had that year to adjust up into what would be that 16 sort of mentality, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but then your role, you understand that. We don't blame them for what they can and can't do.
That's right.
We got to work, and we're also not blaming the coach before or the program before.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just purely
the development.
That's how it
gap.
is. Yeah, you've seen it, you understand it, but at least you're going to work on that.
That's right.
Your expectations aren't that they must have X, Y, Z.
No.
We presume they've got to be a little bit more up to a higher standard because they're in the one side. I know we're mine on the 2 side.
Yeah.
But I just get amazed that we want so much.
So soon.
Fixes.
So soon.
Yeah. Where there's no, just let it go. Eventually, if you let things go, you can start to tune things in. And then like when they build a motor, it's not it's not a clean, smooth running motor from day one. They've got to tune it. They've got to work it. They've got to test it. They've got to trial it. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Make a list of the things maybe, and then pick what's most important to you. And work your way down. I don't know. Just something like that even.
Well, I used to use the conductor of an orchestra. Well, do you think they play the perfect tune from day one? They're testing, they're trialing, do we high, are we low pitch, are we together, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. And my number one priority is, mate, I'm not trying to get the parents buy-in. As long as the kids are bought into me and I'll buy into them, that's the package.
Yeah, that's right.
If they trust the system and I trust them, we're fine. I don't need to try and sell that to everyone else. Now, I don't mind sharing that with everyone else.
No, you got to share. I think it's important to share it.
I'll always share it.
Because at the end of the day, for the parents, it is their child and they want to understand the context of what's happening.
Correct. And that's just being informative.
Yep.
But probably what I mean by that is I'm still letting the parents know where we're going.
Yep.
There'll be a detailed one coming soon because there's a bit of time now. The parents need a bit of an update on where everything's at and what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But my main priority is, as long as I've got the kids buy-in, that's my priority.
Yeah.
I'll explain to the parents what's going on, but what they see, it doesn't mean that's happening in the inner sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
Or what they see, we might already be aware of. There's a reasons why we're allowing it to continue, or whatever. There's a reasons why.
Yeah.
What some people just got to do is let it sit back and not expect it to happen overnight. Just if
be patient with it a bit. Be patient.
But if there's a progression each week and we're seeing changes, well, that means it's working.
Yeah.
If we go backwards, okay, let's put the concerns.
Well, the development line doesn't always go straight up. You're going to have the dips and the highs and the lows, and the general trend will generally be that way if you're a good enough coach and connect with your group. But there's going to be dips along the way.
Yeah, and like I said, less expectations, more engagement, more trust in the players and belief in the players. They'll give you a trust and belief back, and then you can start to tune it in the concept.
Exactly.
So you boys in VC?
Yeah, we had a good solid win last Friday night. Again, coming off the break, you could probably tell in our game we probably lacked a bit of rhythm throughout it. It was fits and spurts where we play maybe 3 or 4 solid minutes, and then the next couple of minutes you go, well, just a little bit polar opposite. So no, we got the job done. Full credit to the boys, all 10 staying engaged, and it's difficult. Again, we're coming off a low sort of base in terms of we didn't play the tournament. We've sort of gradually eased into the season with practice and whatnot.
Did you when you said about because it had the break and the game was sort of up and down and a lot of the NBL right now. Did you find the opposition was the same?
Yeah, I would. Well, without knowing their inner sanctum from my outside,
you saw them. They had some good things happening.
Definitely. It was that sort of game. I mean, we won by 20 in the end. But you wouldn't say it was like that from the onset. We had to sort of really grind our way to that sort of result or margin. So it was, again, that sort of result is a contribution or probably a real illustration of where both teams sort of are at the moment and in that game, the ups and downs with it. Yeah, it wasn't easy the whole way through, make no mistake. We're desperately out of rhythm.
Do you just as a question I'm putting out, because I'll do it for mine. Do you talk to the boys saying that there are going to be some highs and lows coming in the near future?
Oh, absolutely.
That it's going to be it's not going to be a straight, easy forward.
No, and that's that. We covered that on the D-Day a bit as well. So it's part of them getting to know me, but part of them to get to know themselves as a group and how we're going to develop at different rates. As the group, as individuals, will develop at different rates, and the group as a whole will see their development together grow at a different rate. Again, we'll talk about those highs and lows that we'll see. We're going to have those. We're definitely going to have those. We understand that the mix of what we've got one of our players. This is essentially because he missed out last season. It's his first season rep.
Yeah, sure.
He's in a once. He's playing VC basketball. Like that's going from here to here in terms of playing at a basketball level. How can you really help this person bridge that competency gap, I guess?
Oh, that makes sense.
That technical gap, you know what I mean, in terms of how they'll develop. So we've got a few examples like that, which they're coming off lower bases than others. So,
which is common.
It's common. Maybe it is. I haven't really experienced that. So for me, I haven't really experienced that before. I've always had a group that have they've started at the same time, generally always come through together. This is a group which, for me, the challenge is definitely understanding where they're at as individuals and how they're going to probably develop along the way.
Maybe it's more common for me now with regards to the fact that maybe there's not many kids that grow up together now in age groups, where they come from different clubs. Which means they've had different backgrounds, which means they're different levels, and that's where you get that unevenness in the group.
Right, okay.
They're all coming from anywhere and everywhere, and their backgrounds just aren't the same or similar. So it's like it's a whole new learning curve.
Okay, yeah. I see that.
That's probably maybe why I think it's more common in certain areas.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Oh.
2 posts I've done the weekend is reasons why, and they'll come out into light more down the track. First one was some more, I said about my children, but I'm probably more can lean towards sport is, I don't want my kids to follow my footsteps. I want them to make their own imprint in life, right?
Mm.
Do you think a lot of players don't understand that they're here to imprint their own footsteps, or do you think they are so worried about following in the footstep of others? I don't know if that makes sense, that question, because there's a thing I've even thought. I'm trying to do some. I'm always trying to think about putting some things together. Then there's total footprint. What are we trying to do with our prints in life? In sport and life itself. I reckon a lot of kids don't know what they're trying to do and what they're trying to achieve and who they're doing it for.
Maybe because I think there's so much comparing to others.
So whose footprints are they following? Let alone parents who want them to do what it is, and coaches. And
I think there's a couple of layers to it. Probably there's the idol, or that person you look up to, like Kevin Durant, or like, I want to be like that. And then there's the comparison. Oh, my teammate, or this person who's 1 year age group higher than me, or 2 age groups higher. I want to be like him. Like, there's constant comparison. I think comparing players and athletes compare.
So
constantly.
My vision is of who I want to be.
Share it with me.
I just want to be Darren Hindle.
Yes, that would be.
I like concepts of what other people have, but I don't want to be someone else. And I've been through that process.
Yeah,
but you get caught up in a fantasy.
Yeah, no, I think we all have. I think that's a maturation thing. I can honestly say, with me through my early 20s, I probably thought I want to be. At different times, I probably just thought I would. Well, I did try too hard to be like others.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's becoming a bit more of a unknown problem. That I think a lot of people have lost track on what path they're trying to take.
Yeah.
And why they're taking that direction. As actually their footprint is their path. If you had the chance to sit down and say, okay, what do you actually truly want? Every single player in your life, it'd be interesting to see what answers you got.
Yeah.
If they had the chance to be honest and true, without worrying about what other people think.
I think that's the thing that a lot of players that I've spoken to in the past are so worried about what other people think of them. So
that's a problem.
Worried.
So
like, if you ask them what was one of your greatest fears besides spiders, which is for myself, spiders or snakes or whatever, it is comparing yourself to others and worrying that you're going to let others down.
So I don't know if you saw this one the other day, Az.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Right. So I found some quotes and then mixed them up and then had my little twist on things. Right. One of the biggest challenges in life is to be yourself in a world that is trying to make you like everyone else. Don't compare yourself to others. You are not a copy. You are an original. Craft your own individuality and sense of style to be your own unique version of you. So embrace who you want to be, live the life you choose, and ensure as your story is written, you are always holding the pen.
Absolutely. That's pretty empowering right there. It's so hard to do.
Why?
It's great to read it. I'm going to challenge you. It's so great. It's so hard. It's great to read it. Powerful. It's hard.
Why? No, you're right.
Because you know why?
I want you to challenge it, and I'm going to ask a simple question.
You know why? Because everyone wants to get ahead of everyone else.
Which means...
So they're going to try and do it any way possible. So whether it means I have to try and be like Darren Hindle and I want to be...
But you'll never enjoy satisfaction because as you get past player A, you think I've got to try and get past player B. You're never going to be satisfied.
That's right. And that's why people walk away from sports or different scenarios, working life, whatever it is, projects, things that are happening in life, unhappy. Well, so many people are unhappy.
I've had some, I won't name names, okay? Kids at a very high level. And none of us know who comes in because I think people get a bit disillusioned on who actually comes to transition sports.
Yeah. We're
not just the generic, we train just anyone. We do. We train everyone and anyone.
Yeah.
We also deal with a lot of players.
Tangibles.
And we're also high-level athletes.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't promote for personal. We keep that. It's an inner sanctum thing.
Yeah.
I've had kids or going to the adults now who have felt still strong confidence, have not actually got to enjoy who they are and what they've done.
Yep.
So we break down all their achievements and the list just goes on and on. They've never looked back and reflected and enjoyed it because every time they've tried to reach a goal, they've never enjoyed it. They've already tried to reach the next goal.
Yeah.
What we're doing now.
And they'll say, I bet they say when they focus and go to that next goal, but such and such has done that.
Correct.
There you go.
So you've never
That's
actually
the problem.
sat there and enjoyed and appreciated. I've done the same.
Oh, look, I do it. I say I should. I've done it. Sometimes I find myself, I still do it at times. I'll go, geez, I haven't done this, and this person has.
Well,
Why? Why is that?
Monday night or Monday afternoon or Tuesday when I was here, I had a bit of a meltdown myself and going, I failed. I actually felt like a failure because I had done X, Y, Z, and everyone seems to be, and I'm thinking, no, hang on, it's not reality.
No.
Then I look back and I think I spoke to you today and when I broke down that I've got this in place, that in place, that in place. Yeah, it may not show certain things, but I've done a lot more than I think. So I haven't appreciated what I've achieved because I'm too busy trying to do more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm my own worst enemy. But I do try and understand that, but I'm doing this because I am who I am, not because the person next to me is doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because that person, I'm doing it because that's who I am.
Yeah.
My problem is I'm trying to do too much.
Yeah. We got to remember what you see on the surface isn't exactly what's underneath. So there's a great picture out there. I've seen on social media a couple of times. You got is it 3 people standing on the podium, first, second, third? And it's like the tip of the iceberg. And then underneath you got all the things that they've done or the sacrifice they made, the different characteristics or achievements that got them to that underneath. Like, that's a great picture.
Absolutely.
That's one of the best pictures I reckon I've ever seen.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, though, it can only be one winner. So you could still be at 4th, 5th, and 6th, being compared, and you could be in the top 10 player in Australia, but because you're not number 1, you're not satisfied. So the question is, when are you satisfied?
Yeah.
When are your surroundings satisfied with what you've achieved? Because that's half the problem.
Yeah.
When do we appreciate what we have done? When do we appreciate what we're about to do or to try and achieve? Why is it not so simple to be your own version of you and not try and replicate what someone else already done?
We just want more, don't we? We've got an ingrained cultural trait in us.
So when's it? So what is enough?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a self-reflection, self-discipline thing where you got to actually keep yourself centered in the moment and appreciate what you've got. That's why people say Michael Jordan. We can get into the GOAT debate. I don't want to enter the GOAT debate, but what people say that Michael Jordan was so great because
it's no debate, mate. There's no debate. I don't care.
Look, I love MJ too.
There's no debate.
People say that people will say that people like, or athletes, I'll say athletes, it's just easier to call out. People like athletes like Michael Jordan or LeBron James, or whatever it is, Tom Brady, Michael Phelps, I think gets forgotten about, Serena Williams. They are so centered in the moment that nothing else matters. And that takes incredible discipline, doesn't it? Incredible discipline, self-awareness, and sense of self, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
That they don't compare themselves to others.
But what I want to do is I'd like to see them.
Strong.
I want to see their 14-year-old selves. I'd like to see all those people that have achieved.
But they'd be considered unique, wouldn't they?
But were they? Because Michael Jordan wasn't the best player in college.
Yeah, I know, but
that winning shot is put him on the map. Michael Jordan got cut. It's the whole story. He got cut. So they weren't always that unique, special. There was plenty of them.
No.
They become the mindset. Yeah, but when was the mindset? When did it begin? Is what I want to know. Was it 12? Was it 10? Was it 14? Or did they enjoy the joys of being a teenager? And then when they got to a certain age, I thought, you know what? This is what I want. This is my craft. I'm going to give it everything I've got.
The journey's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Different footsteps.
So what I want to know is, well, did they get to enjoy and appreciate what they were as a 12-year-old, as a 13-year-old, and as it started to ramp up into where they were heading? Because I just think that we're missing a lot of key points. That I have people here say, oh, my kid won't do X, Y, Z. They're 10. Or I have a kid who might be 13, 14, is broken and shed because you're only 12 and 13. If you train for 2 more years, you are only 15. If you process and familiarize what you need to do and how you can get there, and that's 2 more years of development, you'll only be 15.
But we talk about goal setting and dream setting are 2 different things.
But when do we start to enjoy being who we are for what we are, with a driven goal to achieve what you want to achieve? When do we start to get? Everyone says life-work balance or get this balance. We'll never get balance if we don't appreciate what we've done, or what we achieved, or even what we haven't achieved.
Yeah, but
as long as you tried.
We don't teach that. Schools don't teach it. Schools don't teach it. Where you spend 80% of your time as a young kid growing up, they don't teach that.
Well, you know,
do parents teach it?
Well, every parent is a different parent.
That's what I'm saying.
They've been raised differently. They've got different backgrounds, different cultural.
So you don't get taught it. It's something you have to teach yourself.
So, but you also need to be guided that way. So
how many people out there are guiding people that way? And here's the thing I'll add on top of it. Who is doing this? Who does things for others or their own personal gain? We could talk about this for hours. It's a circular conversation at the moment, I think.
It's like when you get a photo of someone just because they're at a high level and you take credit for training them. We won't go those names, but anyway. There's a lot of people out there who are about getting someone else's name on their Facebook page.
Yes.
To make themselves look good at what they actually are. And then what they start doing, they start to beg everyone else for their undoings.
I know.
Like some of these people, they move next door to me, I wouldn't care. I'm still going to be who I am.
Yeah, that's it.
It just means...
That's a credit to you, Daz. That's a credit to you.
But I suppose what we spoke about before, and so just so you know, guys, me and Aaron had a chat this morning. I'm very flustered and frustrated on where I'm at, and I feel like I've lost sense of direction, and I don't know if I'm doing enough for the community, and I'm not trying to get people say, oh, you are. It's just how I feel. I feel like I'm struggling, everywhere about, have I done enough? Have I done a bit of everything and not enough of certain things?
Yeah.
Am I not ticking the boxes? Am I promising things I can't keep? So long story is, I have values that I'm always stuck to, the culture, the environment, the reasons why I do things.
Yeah.
But I always wonder if I went and become what I'm against, and that's that agenda-driven person that, it's all about me person, and it's all about making me look bigger than what I am, my chest out, and it's all about me. It would break me that I've got to do that. But I think if I don't, not that I will, I'm probably I'm failing in success to move forward, because I'm not that type of person that says I'll do things that are against my values.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh, I think it makes sense. It's what we do is such a servant. Was it Bevo that said this?
He's amazing too.
Rob Beveridge. We love Bevo. Just by the way, Bevo, if you're listening, I've been reading his book too. It's freaking awesome.
It's amazing.
Him and Birdie.
They've done a good job, those two.
It's a bloody great book. And I'll share more once I finish it. But I don't know if it was Bevo or Dave Herbert or one of those guys who are all great coaches in their own right, actually. Being a coach and doing what we do is such a servant-based thing, isn't it? We do it to serve others. But the lines and in the community we work in, the basketball community at a grassroots, lower level, it's competitive in a sense that I want to be seen to be doing something that's going to get me above somebody else.
And if I had done that, transition sports would be a lot bigger. I'm just not a servant to certain industries. I'm a servant to the people that I look after, but I'm not a servant to the powers to be above me that can make me climb that ladder.
Yep.
Like I'll give you an example. Hopper Motor Group, amazing.
Yep.
They understand
Paul Hopper
yep. And he's amazing, and I feel like I haven't done enough for them. But what he's backed me and supported me, it's just a true relationship that stands by each other for what we stand for.
Yep.
He knows what he's good at. He feels I'm good at this thing, and together we can bring something together by him supporting us, and we try and give out the community, and we thank you and for moving forward and so forth, so forth. They're the relationships you want to have. But I could have easily gone out and sold my soul for the betterment of the name.
You wouldn't sleep well at night with that.
Well, I don't sleep well anyway, but it'd be worse. You know what I mean? I don't sleep well. That's half my problem. I'm getting out.
I don't know how. You've got the best bed of... You got this thing that...
I bought a space shuttle.
Different sorts of things. Hey? Sorry, I digress.
So good. But just shows, mate, no matter how come your bed, if you're a non-sleeper, you're a non-sleeper.
Yeah.
That's just fact.
Yeah.
I should be a fireman. Yeah. Just fight fires all night.
So the message here is the transition sports
does not change their
We do not sell our soul.
We don't sell our soul. And
we work for you.
But what scares me, though, is that it could hurt the future of the brand, because survival is its utmost now.
Well,
and we cannot politically make decisions to help kids get through to a high team, or we just train kids, or we create better versions of them. But I can't make promises that I can't keep, like some people are doing.
Yeah.
If you try me, I'll get you here. If you try, I'll get you there. We don't offer that. We can't offer that. We won't offer that.
Yep.
The problem with that is that it could be at the detriment of transition sports.
I hope not.
Oh,
because
me
what
too.
we've got is unique. It's unique
Yeah.
the way I see it.
And I've
And
got
so many people have told us that. So I just challenge those people that told us that to just maybe be vocal about it in different circles.
Well, that's another
Maybe.
thing. Like we are people sometimes are scared to promote what we do.
Yeah,
It's kept it like a bit of a hush hush. That look, if I go there, I don't want that to infect where I go there.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be training in the state program, maybe they should know they're training sports. If I go and train with someone who coaches at a youth league program and wears one of my hoodies and they make him take it off when they shouldn't, that's another issue.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
People start to get scared
to
show what they support, who they love, because of the detriment of what they might receive at the other end.
Yeah,
and that's happened a few times.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that, you know, if you were to support that you're not associated with someone else. It's got nothing to do with it. You know?
Well, if someone train with you, and I'll support that if we work together. Yeah. I'm not worried about us and them and who's better than who. I just don't care. If I can help and have an impact on you. And if you play under a coach that I do or don't disagree, it doesn't agree. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm still going to make it better for you to adapt to the scenario you're in.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's not a two-way street.
No.
At the other end.
No, it's not.
So there becomes a conflict of interest. Then it becomes a standard point is, who do I listen to? Coach A, Coach B, Coach C. It becomes us and their mentality. It should be a collectively, let's work together and help that athlete achieve their ultimate goal. And I'm stuck in that respect that we're too true to our values and we'll stand by our values.
Yeah. The world around has been turned on its head. I think maybe we just got to weather a little bit of storm.
Storm. Which boat are you in? The 5-star? So if you're in a storm,
don't go like that on me now.
So since I said that analogy, right? It's popping up everywhere. I'm not saying I didn't create it.
I
never heard it. I did the video, but
Dan Andrews, isn't it? We're at all the same story.
Yeah, I was in a mindset that day. But I did that video. But now I'm seeing it everywhere. People turn into a picture. It was great. But
good.
So what boat are you in this storm?
What boat do you want me to?
So there's a 5-star cruise liner.
I don't know if there's a right answer with
you're in a yacht.
So
you got the 5-star liner, you got the yacht, which is your line wind, but it's still a bit of comfort. You got the little boat that's got one hole, you got the little boat that's got 4 holes, and you got the tinny that's drowning, and then you got another boat that's just sunk. Which boat are you in, Aaron?
I don't even know.
You're in the 5-star liner, mate. You're lovely while you're fit. She spoils you. Are in.
I am. Are you in the spoiled and loved?
So are you in the 5-star cruise liner?
Oh, look, if it wasn't for the lovely Mrs. Benstead, I would probably be sinking.
No. That's not the question. Don't give me
where I'm going.
So I want to know, what boat are you in this storm that we're in?
Look, I'll be honest. I haven't hurt as much as you've hurt.
That's okay.
Through this.
And that's okay.
And my family and my extended family is one that I know of. We've all been relatively okay in terms of job security along the way, those sorts of things. So, look, I will say, I feel bad sometimes. I say this.
You can't feel bad.
Yeah, but you do, because you see how much other people are hurting. And look, I've put my hand up and put my arm around the people that are closest to me that are hurting. I wish I could do more. So you'll say I'm living in the 5-star luxury liner with the helicopter pad and whatever else.
I say helicopter. You just said you got helicopter pad. Where'd that come from?
So you're talking about a luxury liner. When you think about luxury liner, I think Wolf of Wall Street and what he was rolling around in when I see in the movie.
Oh, you're fake. You know what I was supposed to hit then? I just want to I'm testing it. Yep. We don't feel guilty because we got through it well. Because unfortunately, circumstances are circumstances. Not that is what it is, that comment, but it's okay that it hasn't impacted you like others. And it's okay that I've been impacted maybe by more than others.
Yeah.
That's it. That's just how it is. This is an unusual turn of events. We shouldn't feel guilty either or. We should just say, jokingly, that's why I was just giving you a bit of stick about that, but you've still also had some personal stuff you've had to deal with anyway, whether it's COVID related or not. So you're not necessarily in the 5-star liner. It might mean in the COVID situation, yes, but you're still in a storm that's got other attributes to it that infects you in other ways.
Yeah. That's true.
That's how I'm looking at it. I want people to really reflect on, it's okay to be where you're at. You just got to be very careful how you portray it down the track. Because I see some people on Facebook who've done it very well, and they're making some very big statements. It's easy to say why you're in this situation.
Yeah,
but if you're on the flip side, I don't think you'd be making the same statement. It's like me. I'm struggling, I'm frustrated. But if I was on the flip side, would I have a different view? I don't know.
Yeah, fair point.
I think it's okay to be wherever you are, whatever you're in. It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. That's
But
true.
can I come visit your 5-star liner, please, and have a go on your
I'll
little
fly
helicopter?
with my helicopter. Yeah.
Oh, you're funny.
Now, before we sign off, we
Talk to
spoke
me.
about goats.
Go.
Are we going to open a goat debate?
Done.
Everyone else is opening these goat debates. The greatest of all time.
Are we talking about within a sport or overall? There's a bit. The debate at the moment is basketball specific.
It's going to be the debate that's going to go on.
But if we talk about debate, I got a feeling now it's a no-brainer, which has changed my mindset because of what just happened. I have my feel.
Go.
So we're talking about sport specific or overall right now.
Just go.
Tom Brady, mate, what he's achieved and Tampa Bay. I think that's just.
I'm a Pats fan
because of the game, and I'm not a. I love NFL. I don't understand it enough still, but I'm intrigued by it.
It's a great game.
The way it's so complex and strategic, and what you got to rely on so much, and the importance of certain roles, mainly the quarterback. Yeah. What he's been able to do, and Tampa Bay weren't even in the mix this year before he signed across. And
the rest of them that came with him.
Yeah, but I get
Thanks,
that.
Gronk.
Yeah, but the Cleveland Browns tried that and failed with the coach that they failed in the first year, right? That's because you bring him across. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when that quarterback can take leadership and lead by example, and the other players adapt well, and if you can turn that around in that short time, especially after
they got
COVID,
money.
Yeah, it's okay.
The Chicago Bulls were crap.
So okay, that's another debate.
Now they're crap again.
Are we looking at what a person has achieved, or are we worrying about the franchise affordability and bank balance?
No. I'm just saying.
I get that.
Resource is a luxury.
Correct. Do you think money or no
this
money?
Is when we talk about GOAT debates. There's so many things you can consider, and that's why you can debate it all day long. Don't get me wrong.
If Jordan had gone to the Washington Wizards and achieved, and unfortunately his injury hurt him, what he was doing at the Wizards in that second year, his points average and what he was doing
phenomenal
but we can't even use that.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Oh no. You know how much I think about Michael Jordan. I think Tom Brady I saw just because of the game.
You're just captivated by the glittery rings that are hanging on his hand.
Oh, and I just think maybe
hands now.
I don't know. I think it's not like basketball. We can turn a game around by yourself. You are actually in control. You are the conductor of that orchestra. Basketball.
We can talk about this all day. You got so many coaches.
Who'd you go?
I'm not going to say a goat. I just want to throw names out there who I think people have forgotten about how great they are.
The question was, who is the goat?
Listen.
No.
Listen.
Who's the goat? You can't be I'm going to sit on the fence and just give me. I can give you 400 names.
For me, it's MJ. All right. There's no question in my mind. Now, I'm going to throw out names that people forget about.
Go.
Michael Phelps.
Great.
Serena Williams.
Yep.
Roger Federer.
Yep. Who else?
Muhammad Ali.
Darren Hill.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Who else can we go?
Floyd Mayweather. Nah. Explain that one. Now, you know what?
Nah.
You know why I said that one?
Nah.
I watch a lot of I like fighting. I like the UFC, but I just
Did he ever get hit?
But you know the thing about
Did he ever get hit?
Yeah, but guess what?
Come on.
But guess what? Has he ever lost a fight?
Oh, if I was that fit and could dance around blokes for 10
no,
rounds,
but he's fought some good boxers.
You think so?
De La Hoya?
All right.
He fought
so did Ali.
I'm not saying Lloyd Mayweather is a cocky piece of arrogant shit, right?
Yeah, go. I've actually got a list going.
I think
this is how nerdy I am.
Why has Floyd Mayweather never been raised? Brought up.
LeBron James, Tiger Woods, Phil Jackson, Usain Bolt, Lisa Leslie, Messi, Don Bradman. Pete Sampras.
Can I ask a question about Phil
Carl
Jackson?
Lewis.
Can I ask you about Phil Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
He's on my wall, yes.
Joe Montana.
So you know how much I rate him, yeah?
Looking at him right now.
You said Tampa Bay had money and they bought a team. Michael Jackson, Phil Jackson, did he inherit two teams?
The Bulls.
And Lakers?
No, with the Bulls. Yeah.
Or did he turn him around with what he had?
Turn around with what he got.
So he had the talent and the caliber that was always there. He was able to change the culture. We agree? Lakers. Same thing. The main players were there and he just made the small changes. Loaded. So all I'm saying is same comparison, but I would say that he inherited two caliber teams. However, why I like him so much is how he's able to change all those headstrong personalities and the mate that was inside those groups and organizations, he was able to turn around into a culture. But if you look at it on the outside looking in, you could say he inherited 2 teams.
True.
Just putting that one out there, mate.
Yeah, I know.
But he's on my walks, you know, and I love Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I love Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
Those 4 people in there, and I'd say, unfortunately for Kobe, it was more afterwards that I appreciated him more because more come out of what he stood for after he finished playing. So no, sorry, not after he died. I should say after he stopped playing.
Yeah.
It showed more what he was about than when he played, that people just saw what you could say is arrogant, whatever, is amazing. But there's reasons why I like people. It's what they do outside the game or how they use the game to help others. And I just think that they've done some amazing thing.
Yeah, fair call.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So the GOATs, that's a big argument.
It's a big argument. It's a big list. I keep compiling this list of people. It's a nerdy thing, but it's one of those things I do. I just go, how can you sort this? How do you get a criteria going here? This is just insane. So, and then you go look at the errors that they played in. Yeah, that's it.
Or participate in.
Yeah, that's it.
Like you look at a person who won a gold medal in 19...
Let's go Carl Lewis. A different generational of athlete. Carl Lewis compared to, I don't know, Michael Phelps.
Why don't we hear of Carl Lewis anymore?
Huh?
I can't remember the last time I heard his name.
Oh, I don't know what he's doing now. I hope he's still okay. You know what I mean?
Well,
you just don't know these days.
Well, he hasn't texted you or said, hello, hey, how's he going? He hasn't checked in?
Yeah, so that's right. Michael Johnson, the athlete, he was a great, American, great athlete. Ran with the golden Nikes. Remember that 1996 Atlanta Olympics?
It's crazy.
I was in grade 4 then.
I just wonder if they've gone quiet for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
just
no. We've already struck Lance Armstrong off the list, haven't we?
I wonder why certain big names are no longer been spoken of. I'm not saying any suggestions here. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I wonder why we don't hear of them anymore, because if we did, and if it is true, it would ruin all of that sport. Up to 30 years, 20 to 30 years of sport would just be scrapped. Just something. I just want to put that.
Just like cycling is right now.
I want to
it's not taken seriously.
I want to put that into the back of your head and think about that concept. Why? It's got you thinking, hasn't it?
It does. It's making me look at my list now.
So Aaron's going to come back next week with a whole new list, and he's going to explain why. Why have you changed your goddamn list?
People off. Gee whiz.
All right, anything else we want to talk about, or is that it?
That's it.
All right, guys. I hope it was engaging. Had a bit of fun. I don't even know what we talked about, to be fair. My mind is somewhere else, but I love it. Love being as always.
Thank you, mate.
Dazza, thank you for coming down and hanging out.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week. And just so we know, we are going to do a TS podcast, Adelaide, Melbourne, Joey and Dazza. That's going to start as well, but we'll maintain all platforms. This one will never stop. The both lines, I think me and Dazza have decided that if it's one view, one like, it doesn't matter. If we have an impact, we're going to continue. Happy with that?
Yep.
Love you all.
See you guys.
Stay safe, stay well, stay strong. If you're down now, reach out. Do not ever hesitate. Take care all. Much love.
See you, everyone.